Look, man, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Living in Rochester isn't what everyone thinks it is. From our hidden data centers to Kodak's collapse and also our sacred food scenes that no one knows about. There's some things about moving to Rochester that you absolutely have to know. So in this one, let's cover 15 of those things that I think are super duper hidden. I'm going to take you outside and we're going to talk about this as well. So let's go. In downtown Rochester, check out this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing that we've got going on here. That's kind of what the square is looking like more than anything else. Take a look. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, as a precursor, I just want to say, do not come to downtown Rochester by yourself, especially at night. I'm taking a bus somewhere, but if you can afford it, don't make it here. Don't make that trip. But yep, that's kind of what this looks like. Beautiful area. This is nice. I'll show you the rest of downtown as well. First thing I want to talk to you guys about is, first and foremost, our home prices are very, very selective in specific areas. A lot of people, especially if they're just looking to work remote, they look at places like Brighton and Pittsburgh. And that's where a lot of our clients are specifically going as well. Because when you look at those neighborhoods, more than anything else, you are getting an area that is low in crime, safe, and overall a family-friendly environment. Second thing that people don't realize is our jazz scene is emerging and it's fire. If you've ever been to the Spirit Room, you know what's up. Our International Jazz Festival, as well as everything else that happens, even with the Lilac Festival and things like that, it's something that a lot of people are coming to. So more than anything else, if you're a fan of jazz, which, I mean, why wouldn't you be, right? It's jazz. This is gonna be home for you. I think it's something that a lot of people are coming to because, well, they get that sense of community. I've been to bigger cities. I travel all the time. I actually just got back from Dallas. And I mean, they've got something like that, but it's not the same thing as being in Rochester, where you kind of know your neighbors and you know your friends and things like that. So those international jazz festivals, those kind of events, they really solidify us as an area where a lot of people conglomerate to and just sort of have fun and enjoy what they want to enjoy. You know, a lot of these topics are picked out by my assistant and we sort of just double check them and work off each other and figure out what's the best topic to talk about ultimately. And when we talked about number 3, when she brought this up, I kind of laughed because she said the winters aren't as bad as they used to be. And I thought about it. I agree. Right now, it's like 4 degrees outside, right? It's absolutely freezing. But I thought back, I was like, hey, on my drive here, it's not as crazy as it used to be. And also, more than anything else, the winters really haven't been terrible. We got some snow. You know, we've got some snow here. But overall, compared to the past few years, 2016, 2017, 2018, it really hasn't been as bad. So, you know, I keep talking to you guys about the winters. A lot of our clients are moving here from Texas, Florida, from Arizona, places that have never had snow. And well, even this is a lot. If that's not you and you're looking to move from like Pennsylvania or maybe somewhere up north as well, maybe even Canada, yeah, we get people reaching out to us from Canada, then this is gonna be a cakewalk. You know, I think a lot of people knew about Kodak's collapse, but what they didn't know was Kodak, well, had a really, really big effect on the Rochester area. In fact, it was one of the big things that affected us from entrepreneurship and everything else as a whole because, well, a ton of people worked here. And it's not just that. The reason that I bring up Kodak's collapse is there's a ton of other AI startups, other companies that are being built here on the backbone of that. So people are coming here to Rochester and saying, dang, it's cheap to live here and I want to build something big. And they get the ability to do just that because of the fact that we have so much more opportunity here, the cost of living, and overall the sense of camaraderie that exists. Now, I'm not calling us Silicon Valley, and obviously we don't want to be Silicon Valley. What I am saying is we still have a ton of startups that are actively being built, and overall for you, we have that sense of community within entrepreneurship that simply so many people nowadays are looking for. As a real estate agent, I'm an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? Like, I have to go out and hunt, and I have to go out and find my own bread. It's just how it is. I don't work off of money, I work completely off of commission. So when we can find businesses that are in partnership with us, whether that be mortgage officers, partners in title, lawyers, and even AI startups and doctors, everything else in between, it gives me a sense of community that simply I don't get anywhere else. Now, everyone knows about Genesee Brewery, but there's also places like Shift-Header Brewery and Three-Header Brewery that are absolutely taking over the market. And the nice thing about this is they're sourcing their water from Candace and Hemlock, making the beer taste absolutely amazing and special. My mom is watching this. Sorry, Mom, I don't drink. I'm just saying. But more than anything else, we have a thriving brewery, and something that you don't really find anywhere else. I was in Dallas just about a week ago, and actually no, it was yesterday. What am I saying? I was in Dallas yesterday, and I went out with some of my friends just to obviously have a good time, enjoy the night. You know, we worked really hard, there really wasn't that sense of brewery there that really exists. Dallas is known for its own things. I'm not going to hold it against that. What I am saying is, for us, I really like Rochester's proximity and overall the food scenes that we've absolutely got running amok. Question for you, because I'm curious. What is your favorite food? What do you love to eat? What's that one thing that absolutely has to take the cake when it comes to anything else? Show you guys our office, kind of what we're doing. So this is this here thus far. And then I'll show you that over there. You know, just last week, my team was working super hard to make everything get set up here, to invite people to our Christmas party and everything else like that. So we went out for some lunch and I was blown away by the options. I haven't been to South Wedge in a minute, but let me tell you, chicken is there. And I mean chick-in with a little apostrophe, so you know it's a little bougie. But in Jefferson Road, we've got Dave's Hot Chicken, and we've also got Shake Shack that just came to be as well. So there's a lot of food things that are absolutely emerging. But it's not just this. As an Poly person, with just so much more people here than any other location, one of the biggest things that we're realizing is there is a ton of ethnic food that's coming to be. Let me tell you, on that West Henrietta Road area, there's just so many Nepali stores that it's kind of, it takes me amok, you know? I'm like, I gotta go here, I gotta go there, I don't even know where to go. So more than anything else, if you are a foodie, if you are a food lover, this is a secret gem that most people simply don't know about because, well, they don't think about food and Rochester as a combination factor. You know, constructed in 1817, the Erie Canal is a 363-mile-long canal that goes from here all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. And when people think about the Erie Canal, they're probably thinking, oh my gosh, it's old, there's nothing to it. Let me tell you, you are wrong. From the floating farmers market, you heard me right, to canoeing and kayaking and everything else in between, our Erie Canal has absolutely seen its rejuvenization. And I think that's a massive, massive thing. A lot of people that when they're coming here, they're like, dude, there's a nocturnal boat tour? I'm like, yeah. Have you ever been? No, let's go. So those nocturnal boat tours, those things that exist that people just simply don't know about, it's absolutely amazing. Now I want to say, one of the biggest things, especially for us, is we just love walking down that Erie Canal Trail. It's beautiful, obviously, it's romantic, and ultimately, it's free. You know, this one might get me in trouble. If the CIA is watching this, I'm sorry. It was obviously just, you know, as our research, don't get me. But one of the big things underneath the Kodak building that people don't know about is, well, number 8, it's our data centers. There is a state-of-the-art data center that's hidden amok and people just simply don't realize it. It powers some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies that we know, and one of the big things with Rochester is because of its colder climate, it allows for the cooling systems to just run and operate better. Meaning that they don't have to spend more and more money, obviously cooling it down, meaning they gotta spend more money for the data center. You get the whole idea. That's a really, really cool thing and something that I don't even think a lot of people that live in Rochester know about. So when you're thinking about making that move, obviously take all those things into consideration because if they're building data centers here and they're building Micron in Syracuse, what else are they looking to build and by when? I was talking to my team about this and they didn't even know it, they didn't believe me, but we have one of the biggest equestrian training hosts here in Rochester and it's called the Billionaires Playground. What's crazy about this is billionaires and really, really wealthy people from all across the country and all across the globe come here just so they can have elite competition and private trainings. Now, if you're a billionaire and you're thinking about making Rochester home, give us a call, shoot us a text. We're professional agents in the great state of New York. Obviously, we'd love to be of service. But more than anything else, this goes to show you that Rochester isn't just for people that are looking for obviously affordable housings, which we've obviously got, but we're also places for people that want good schooling, safe environments, and ultimately a place that they can call home. From billionaires to millionaires to hundredaires and no money alike, there's always something for everyone. Our team obviously specializes in helping you get home. So whether you're looking to make that move now or in 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text. Our QR code is right there. We'd love the opportunity to connect with you. One of the craziest things that I just learned is the Eastman Museum isn't just for show, it's also for fixing. The museum actually allows for international people to come here so they can fix lost films and restore projects that were running amok. I think this is super cool. Now, not only are they actually showing some of the best arts we've ever seen, but they're also going out of their way to fix anything that can have that sense of history back again. I was at a dinner party with some of my friends, and when I told them that Rochester helps with space exploration all the time, they didn't believe me. They were like, what are you talking about? Rochester and space go hand in hand. Companies like L3 Harris are actively building telescopes and satellites so you can actually see the images that you're seeing on space. So when you're seeing these distant and crazy galaxies, there's a really, really good chance that Rochester had a part to play in this. One of the craziest things that I want to talk about is, more than anything else, we've got our hand in almost everything, from equestrians to lost films and jazz festivals and space alike. There's something for everyone in Rochester. And I think that's one of the reasons why everyone is continuously calling it home. And that's why I see so many people actively looking to make that move to Rochester every single day. You see, I got a buddy of mine that works pretty high up in the mayor's office. And when I told him, hey, I did a video on what's coming in 2025, he said, send that over to me. The mayor would love to see it. I love that. I respected that a lot. So that's one of the things I'm going to put here is something that people don't know about, is the fact that the government and local government in Rochester actually is looking and willing to listen to you, at least from my perspective alone. Obviously, there's going to be people in the comment sections that agree and that disagree. But more than anything else, the fact that the mayor was looking and willing to actually have a conversation around this is super cool. And Mr. Malik Evans, if you're watching this, I'd love to do an interview with you, connect with our mutual friend. But more than anything else, I also think this goes hand in hand with our schooling. Our schools, our rating for those were absolutely atrocious, hovering around a 30 to 40% graduation rate just around 5 years ago. Now, at the same time, it's not the case anymore. Our graduation rate has absolutely skyrocketed up to 60 and 70%. One of the craziest things is that the East High School had a partnership with University of Rochester. Now, this partnership, it doesn't exist anymore, but I think it goes to really just talk about what makes Rochester such a unique and awesome environment as a whole. We want to make sure that the people that are living here have the opportunity of, number one, going to really good schools, and number two, actually getting the jobs that they deserve. You see, I've always been that kind of dude that loved going on my bike more than walking. I don't know, maybe I'm weird. Maybe you're weird too. Let me know if that's you in the comment section below. But we have a massive bike pathway that people simply don't know about. The Genesee Valley Bike Trail was a 24-mile trail with some of the most scenic things that I've ever seen. What makes it super unique is the fact that you have the ability to go out, enjoy nature, and do the things that you really want to do. I don't think most people have that capability or that option as a whole. So when you're obviously thinking about, hey, how can I get the exercise in outside of just a gym? We've got that taken care of. And with snow that's less compared to the last few years, I think it was topic number 3, it just makes sense that you're actively looking to make Rochester home. You've got the things that you're looking to do. When I bring up Cobb's Hill, most people don't know the story behind it. When I tell you that the community saved it from demolition, I mean it. The community saved it from demolition, and it created one of the most beautiful and artistic community events ever to exist. Cobb's Hill Art Festival is a tradition that brings thousands of people every single year, and something that really, well, talks about how strong and how brave the sense of camaraderie exists in Rochester as a whole. The city is absolutely growing in togetherness, and more than anything else, I think activities like this is what show, well, we're home and we're also amazing. You know, I kind of want to just end it on this last thing, and that's the fact that Rochester isn't just surviving or declining. I actually think it's growing from all these tech companies that are coming and making upstate New York home. So more than anything else, this cheaper cost of living as a whole and the sense of camaraderie that exists, I'm glad that we were able to move to Rochester and call it home. Now, granted, obviously it's got its things that will make it kind of sucky, right? New York State taxes, some winter days that are really bad. Yesterday, for example, my sister didn't have school, which was obviously amazing. And I'm glad to see that Rochester as a whole is growing. Now, if you are thinking about making that move to Rochester, there's some things that you absolutely have to know, and I cover all those topics in this video right here, so watch it.